Okay, so I'm back, and this will be the final part to this segment of video. Or this, I'm gonna air these in three separate segments because they're getting to be so long. Um, so this will be the last to this video series. Uh, where's that? All right, so being in my situation, she was the one who worked. I did side jobs and made money on the side up until I got to a point where I couldn't stand up anymore. Again, and I really have drive. I push myself till I can't go no more, and then I get help. So when she took off that day, and then that evening started messaging me that with her abuse again, blaming me, telling me I did things I didn't do. And again, it's in the divorce and her complaints or somewhere in the paperwork that I take her bank card. Now, when you're married and one person works, it's not her bank card, it's our money. That's how a family's supposed to work. But you can ask anybody. I can't wear pants that fit me with any sort of tightness whatsoever. There's days I have to pull my underwear down below my waistline because I can't even have just my underwear pulling out. Just the pressure, that's enough to cause me to have pain and cramping and problems. So I don't carry my. It's part of why I don't carry my phone and my wallet around with me is because my pants fall down. Um, she wants to claim that I keep my card from her, my phone and my wallet. My phone's always sitting on the table on the counter. My wallet's always sitting on the shelf, and it was sitting right there when she ran off. But I checked it at first when she was gone longer than I thought that she would be gone for. I came in the house and checked my wallet, and she didn't take the card. That's okay. Well, maybe she's not running off this time. That happens every year, after year after year. And you hear me talk about it in in the video I've already aired. We talk about her running off. So she drained the bank account, ran off. Again, I can hardly stand on my own feet. Took all the money in the house, found the money. I didn't know she knew I had $1,500 put away, and she found it and took it. I put it away and hid it just for the fact that we go through this, and I know we go through this, and I need to protect myself. So, my truck was broke down. My neighbor took me to the bank and ran me to the bank, and she had closed the account and took all the money. I was trying to get something before so I had something. She ran off with all the animal feed, and I had no food to feed all these animals: pigs, chickens, goats, rabbits, dogs. But I'm the animal abuser, and I'm the abuser. So he ran me to the feed store. We got some food, and he paid for it. And I've been giving him eggs for years. I do a lot for him. He did a lot for me before he passed. It's been a painful, painful year. Um, I had no money. And I sold as much as I could immediately right off the bat. By that weekend, I already had a couple $1,000s worth of stuff sold. Sold it dirt cheap to get it moved fast so I could put money in my pocket, and I knew what was coming. Go through it again every year. I can show you. I can prove it over and over. Go through it every year. Getting ready for the battle that's about to come. And it did. I hired an attorney then who did not do squat. and a court system that don't care. Even asked her, do you have any evidence? No. I had more than they even wanted to look at, but they didn't even want to look at it, so they didn't, and just said, woman good, bad, dad bad, get out. That's how the law apparently works here. It's not about evidence, it's not about children, it's not about safety, right, wrong. It's about man, woman. But I'm told I'm not supposed to be sexist or racist, but yet I keep getting treated with it and watching the harm it does to my children. So I found out, calling attorneys trying to get help. And I had to pay an attorney to fight that protection order battle, who even with an attorney and the evidence I had still couldn't help me fight my way out of a wet paper bag, apparently. I had the undeniable evidence, even specific dates that she claims I was abusing her specifically. I have them recorded. She was the one of you already heard one of them. I already played it. It's in the first recording of my preposterous PPO order video. That was one of her claims, that specific days that I was abusing her and the kids. He still sided with her, which then allowed her to continue committing crimes against me, abusing our children, and I'm going to be airing more and more of this evidence. Even committing felonies against me, state, federal, tax fraud. So talking to one of the attorneys, he told me about Legal Services of Northern Michigan. So I contacted them. They accepted my case. Thought, hey, it's a divorce case. That's simple enough. We can handle it. Oh, my divorce case wasn't that simple. And they couldn't handle it. Didn't even try to handle it. He outright lied to me. Lied to me. Which probably it's going to be my next video. If I don't air evidence, next video I have, along with this series, is going to be the Attorney Grievance Committee. Because I filed against that man. I can undeniably prove that he lied to them, lied to me, ruined my case, destroyed my case. Even the judge outright stated that I would have been better off without an attorney than I was with him. I didn't believe it. Men, and I've seen it over and over, men get the short end of the straw in these kind of situations. Part of what's always been made me so scared about leaving her. And this case totally proves that I was right. And that is wrong. So my attorney totally just destroyed my case, destroyed it. Lied to me. Lied in court. If you called the Attorney Grievance Committee court, I can prove that he lied to them. I get to continue going through it. She doesn't have to let me talk to the kids. She can abuse the kids. I don't get to see my kids. I get to miss more holidays with my kids, more time with my kids that I will never, ever, ever get back. It's not right. It's not right for them. It's not right for me. And it's not right she's empowered to do all of this and continue doing God only knows what, because I'm not even allowed to be a part of their life. A woman who has a complete documented lifelong history of abusing men, abusing children, cheating on men, abuse, verbal, physical, against all of it. And still nobody cares. So what's it going to take to get people to care? Well, I got a few more steps that I'm going to be following here really soon. I'm going to be airing it all right here. I tried getting a hold of my kids last Saturday. It's court ordered. But even though I filed parenting time complaints because it's court ordered prior to that I get to talk to my kids on these specific times, and she just doesn't have to follow it. So that just made it become, again, even worse. Now she follows it even less. So roughly, what, in the past month I got to talk to my kids twice. No answer from them last Saturday. 2 weeks before school starts, we go to court. God. I asked for specific set times and dates for phone calls to be scheduled. He asked me what works for me. I said, whatever works for her. No, we want to hear what works for you. Okay, let's play the song and dance. All right, 7 o'clock. That's an hour before they go to bed. I get to talk to my kids for an hour, and then they should be getting ready and going to bed, taking baths, whatever, and then I should be wind down time anyway. Oh, that didn't work for her. So we're going to play the song and dance. Let's dance. She scheduled it for 4 o'clock. Well, guess what? They're not out of school and home by 4 o'clock, 2 weeks after that court date. So I don't get to talk to my kids on the Tuesday and Thursday. It's bad enough that dads only get Wednesday and every other weekend to spend time with their kids. I don't even get that. I don't even get the phone calls. And I'm really getting upset. And that's putting it mildly. The depression, the frustration, the anger that I've been in. Done with my health and dealing with all these other just stupid people problems that just should not be. I've had enough of it all. God. Countless hours, days, weeks dealt with just phone companies so I could get back out here and start doing this again. So I had enough and I filed for a divorce. I wanted more than anything to keep our family together, but there is no helping her. And after she took off, I finally found people that could validate what I was seeing. Again, I talk about it in one of my videos. The man who has the channel, Polar Warriors. He does a wonderful job explaining it, and I really, if people don't understand this, he is bipolar, and he will tell you what he experiences, what he goes through. He does the research and educates himself as much as one, I think, could possibly educate themselves on that disorder. And he suffers from the severe case of it himself that does the same things she does. And again, I have it all 100% documented. You can't tell me I'm making this up. So I asked you to watch Polar Warriors and watch his explanation of having the bipolar disorder and what it does to people in relationships. And I even found other channels, and I didn't want to research the stuff before because I didn't want to be going down rabbit holes, and it wasn't my job to diagnose her and treat her. I just tried my best to understand her and care for her and just not look at her as crazy. Because if I did, that would have been part of just being I couldn't look at her as a partner. I'd have to look at her as a subject that I would have to diagnose in a species type scenario that just isn't. And then once she started cheating on me and everything escalated year after year, worse and worse. It wasn't a relationship anymore anyways. It wasn't a partner. It's like being married to the devil. I couldn't do it anymore. And I thought I was going to be saving my kids, and especially after all these systems knew what had been going on. All these professional people knew what had been going on. I thought they'd be there for me at the end. They let me down again. Then when I had an attorney and more evidence than any professional person has ever seen, I thought again, I got a chance. And he let me down. I filed against the attorney, and the attorney grievance committee let me down. I can undeniably prove he lied to me, so I'll ask you to watch that video. The attorney grievance committee. I can prove it undeniably. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I have professional witnesses, and I have it recorded. What happened to evidence? Evidence is what matters in court, right? Or is it really just who you know and who you blow, and if you get any of that blow on your dress? And we wonder what's wrong with the world. Why these kids are the way they are, why they're doing the stuff that they're doing. Drugs, killing each other, killing themselves. We don't understand it. Get your head out of your child, adult entertainment. Acting like a bunch of children and pay attention and educate yourselves and look. It's not hard to see. So, after years and years and years of going through this, it was time to finally file for a divorce. But again, in the end, everybody that was supposed to be there let me down. Please don't let me down here. This is why there are not many more steps I can go after this. If it's the last step I make and take, then it's what it takes. I can't live the rest of my life watching this happen and watching what it does to my kids and living it all over again. I ask you please stay around and watch my following videos about the Attorney Grievance Committee. I'm gonna prove that he lied and he crossed those lines of attorney morale and all of it, and that they don't care. What are they there for? What do they do? I'd really like to go sit in on their meetings and see what they actually do when the Attorney Grievance Committee gets together and commits. What are they committing to? It certainly isn't justice. It certainly isn't victims. It certainly isn't right and wrong. Apparently it's just protecting their own. That's wrong. Again, more people who don't do their job but collect big fat paychecks and live on big high clouds, and they're the ones who words are supposed to stick, right? Well, I'll show you where to stick that, because that video's coming here real soon.